Hello, Samantha. My name is Hansen, and I work with the Applewood agency where we tackle issues of mental illness and then behavior related problems. We have been doing this job for some time ago, for about 10 years, with some vast experience. And then we will try and then, as much as possible, to help you out with this issue that you came here. Let me just draw your attention to this, that whatever conversation we are going to hold is going to be kept in highly confidentiality, and that unless I have to, you give me the permission to discuss it with a relative, but then in some instances I have to share with my supervisor to see if we are really on track. So I would want to find out from you what really brought you to this agency, if you can share with me, please.
Yeah, my husband just died. Um, it's been really hard. My kids told me to come here because they've seen a change in me. Um, it's really hard for me to go to work. It's really hard for me to do anything. Um, I was his caretaker throughout the last months of his life. Um, so it's been really hard.
Okay, and have you been able to seek some support from somewhere else with regards to this issue ever since you lost your husband?
It's been 4 months, so it's very recent. My kids are a very good support, but they also lost their dad, so they're struggling as well. So it's just a really hard time for the family.
So, ever since your husband died, has there been some other family relatives who have drawn closer to you to at least um, give you some sort of comfort and then console you during these hard times?
Yeah, like I said, my children are a good support. Um, but they're as supportive as they can be because we're, struggling.
Okay, so what are your children? Are they currently in school now?
They're adults.
Okay, okay, and then do you live with them?
No, I still live in the house that me and my husband lived in.
Okay, so if I should understand you clearly, at the moment you live alone, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that I believe would be very difficult for you. Yes, so I understand the situation you are in now, and then I really commensurate with you on that. So I would want to find out from you. I mean, has there never been a situation whereby people from your family or your husband's family have been around just to keep you a bit busy because it appears as though you've been lonely all this while?
Um, it's not really that I'm lonely. I miss my husband. My children are a good support system, but they also have lives. Everyone else around me have lives. And it's kind of hard for me to see where my life um is going without my husband.
Okay, so during this difficult moment, are there some self-care strategies that you deploy, as in self-care, as in maybe anytime you feel sad or you miss him, maybe you have to sing or you have to, are there things that you do just to uh,
I'm sorry?
hello?
Yes, you cut off.
sorry. So I was trying to ask that during these difficult moments, are there some self-care strategies that you deploy? Self-care strategies, as in, um, are there some things that you do during these hard times that you try to get involved just to ease the pain of losing your husband?
Uh, Honestly, no. There's no self-care strategies that I do. I don't even know what a self-care is at this moment. It's just been so hard, you know. I've been with my husband for over 30 years. So just not having that person around me it's been tough.
Okay. So, do you belong to some other social groups, if I should ask?
It's been hard to be social these days, you know. Every time I go out and I see a couple together, I just think about the things that I don't have now, and it really hurts seeing other couples happy, and I'm so sad.
Okay, so um, for how long have you lost your husband, or have you been alone since he died? For how long has
Um, it's been 4 months now since he died. Um, I've been off of work these 4 months, but now my job is telling me that if I don't get back to work within the next month, I won't have a job anymore.
okay. So have you been able to discuss this with your employer? Because it looks as though he doesn't really sympathize with you on this issue.
They've been pretty good. They're a small business. But when my husband was sick, I had to take some time off of work, um, before he died, and they allowed me to take time off of work, and I've been off from since he died as well. I haven't been getting paid, but you know, like I said, they're a small business. There's not much that they can do. I understand why I'm about to lose my job, but it's still hard.
Wow. So I sympathize with you on this. So since you mentioned that you are not being paid, I would like to know um, how then do you make ends meet? Because I understand these difficult economic times, and then you are not getting salaries. I really share your sentiments, and I would want to know how then do you make ends meet?
Yeah, it's been a little tough, but I have been having to use my savings account as well as, you know, my kids thankfully support me as best as they can. Um, they've been really great throughout this whole battle, but you know, it's been tough.
Well, okay, so um, if I understand you clearly, you lost your husband about 4 months ago, and since then it's been tough. You've been missing him, and then you lost your job, or you are actually on leave, but then your boss is actually threatening to um, lay you off, right?
Yeah, I if I don't get back within the month, then I won't have a job to go back to anymore.
Well, okay. So, um, has your or children been supporting you financially in these difficult moments?
Yeah, they've like I said before, they've been pretty supportive. I use my savings, but they also help me out as much as they can. I mean, they're older now, they have families, they have bills that they have to take care of as well. So I don't blame them if they can't fully support me. You know, that's not something I'm asking of them. I can't ask them to do that.
Okay, okay, that's fine. So, I would want to know whether you've discussed these issues of you being threatened to be laid off with someone else?
My kids know about it. That's why they asked me to come here. Um, they they think it would be helpful if I come here and talk to someone about everything that's been happening.
Okay, and have you been subjected to any form of counseling during this difficult moment that you lost your husband?
No, this is the only counseling I've been to so far. So it's like I said, it's very recent. I didn't really want to leave the house. It's hard for me to get up every day and do the simplest of things. So counseling wasn't really something that I thought about. Um, but with the time frame in me having to go back to my job and just I understand that my kids are worried as well that they suggested that I come here because they've noticed that I'm not doing too well, which I'm very aware of the fact that I'm not doing too well. Like I said, my husband of 30 years died. That it's kind of hard to be doing too well. I would be concerned at myself if I was okay. Um, but I hope it'll get better. I just don't see a way of how it can possibly get better.
Sure, we'll both work on that, and then I believe that you'll be fine. Don't worry, you'll be fine. We'll both work on everything. So, I would want to know that whether you've been, it appears as though you've not been able to share this to anyone outside your nuclear family, right?
Yeah, I just think it's not something that anyone really wants to hear about much. So,
Okay. Yes. So I would rather encourage you to deploy some sort of self-care strategies that you need to be doing. You have to look at things that you are really interested in that would take your mind off. Obviously, you can't take your mind off this because you lost your husband, and I sympathize with that. But then you have to look at the things that you need to do to at least ease the pain or temporarily. You could engage yourself in some sort of social activities. And I believe that when you do this, the pain of losing your husband will be a bit relieved. So I would encourage you to come on our next section, and then we'll see how best together, we'll see how best we'll go in solving this issue. We'll try as much as possible to figure out the best solution that we can bring on board to help you during this difficult moment. Sure. So, so with time, I believe you'll be fine. I will just need to put you on a session, on about 6 weeks session. And then during this 6 week session, I believe that when you come, we'll have some sort of discussions that will take your mind off this pain for some time, and then you'll be fine. Don't worry. I can assure you of that.